let us discuss about some important points in this lecture. So, if say this is our standard hyperbola and its conjugate in the following manner. Now, the equation of standard hyperbola is given by x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1, and we know eccentricity of standard hyperbola, that is represented by E1, is given by under root of 1 plus b squared by a squared. And for the conjugate hyperbola, we have the equation y square by b square minus x square by a square is equals to 1. And in this case, the eccentricity let us represent by E2 and is given by under root of 1 plus a square by b square. So here the first important point that we want to discuss is we want to find the relation between E1 and E2. So let me say this is our point number 1, relation between E1 and E2. Let us square the first equation. So we get E1 squared is equal to 1 plus b square by a square, and this can be written as a square plus b square by a square. And therefore, if we take the reciprocal, we have a square by a square plus b square. Similarly, if we do it for the other equation, we have E2 squared is equals to b square plus a square by b square, and therefore 1 by E2 square is equals to b square by a square plus b square. We have these two results. Let us say this is the first equation that we want and this is the second equation. Now if we add these two, so we get 1 by E1 squared plus 1 by E2 squared, and this is equals to a square plus b square upon a square plus b square. So this cancels out and what we have is 1. So this is the relation between E1 and E2. Sometimes this is also written as E1 raised to minus 2 plus E2 raised to minus 2, and this is equals to 1. So this is a very important result you should always keep in mind. Now let us go on to the second relation. Now here I would need this diagram. So now let us talk about the foci of these two hyperbola. So here let us say we have a point S and S dash, and here is a point S1 and S1 dash. Now the coordinates of S is given by AE comma 0. In this case, since the eccentricity is taken as E1, let us put it E1 there. So AE1 becomes equal to A into under root of 1 plus B squared by A squared. And that, my dear students, is equal to under root of A square plus B square. Now similarly, if we find BE2, this is equal to B into under root of 1 plus A square by B square, and this is also equals to under root of A square plus B square. So basically it means that this distance here OS and OS1 is equal. Now we join, let us say, S and S1. Now since OS and OS1 are equal, this will make an angle of 45 degree. Similarly, if we also join the other pairs, they'll all be the same distance, they'll all be equal, and the angle between these two sides will become 90 degree. So therefore, this is basically a quadrilateral in which all the vertex angles are 90 degree and all the sides are equal. So that brings us to a conclusion, and we can write the foci of a hyperbola and its conjugate forms a square with the center of hyperbola as the center of the square. Side length 2 into under root of a square plus b square, and area will be equals to twice of a square plus b square. So this is an important result which you must try to remember. So sometimes it is asked directly in the question. So that is all that we have in this video.